Almost a year ago, the JMR Scholarship was launched. Last summer, Sebastian Job didn't expect that a lap on a simulator would lead to his childhood dream coming true. After completing his first ever race weekend at Silverstone, spirits were high in the camp.
Went really well. It was a really good day of progress. I didn't have any spins or anything. It was just every session faster and faster. Very good. The first race went really well, so made up 6 places from the start, and the pace was really good. So yeah, really good so far. The most amazing experience of my life. It was just amazing. I loved every moment. It was, not much more to say than that. It was just amazing.
After a week's break, the team headed to Brands Hatch for a test day in the glorious sunshine. Test days like this provide valuable data for the team. Next up, it's race weekend 2, Knockhill. Seb and the team had 2 test days before the weekend really kicked off on Saturday. First up, it was qualifying. Setting a decent lap to finish P15, just 3 places behind his experienced teammate Rory Smith. Looking ahead to race 1, how was Seb feeling, especially as rain was forecast for the first race?
Quite good. The pace wasn't too bad. I needed a 2 days testing. It's most difficult track of the season for sure. 15th starting, so yeah, picked up where I left Silverstone. Even if I finish lower than 15th, as long as I finish and keep improving, that's the main goal.
As the weather looked to brighten up, it was time. The first race of the weekend was here. After a tricky start to the race, it was an uphill battle for Seb. He managed to avoid the incidents and bring the car home, and managed to fight his way up to finish in P14, 1 place gain from his grid slot. Plenty of food for thought as the sun set on the first day of racing at Knockhill. Sunday. 2 races awaited the drivers as they all prepared to take to the grid. Starting in the position he finished, 14th, he would need to do some overtaking to break into the points. Although it was initially a good start, Seb lost ground in an epic battle with other drivers. He persevered and fought his way up to P13, putting in some superb moves and lighting up the timing screens. It's fair to say he has learnt a lot from racing over the past few months. The 2 people that have seen him grow and build the most had a few words to describe how they have seen his progression from a kid with a dream to a fully fledged racing driver.
I think it's good progress. I think that he's learning every time he goes out on the track. He's getting more time in the seat, and yeah, it's all good.
It's a good steady progress at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
I personally would like to see him going a bit faster, but you know, we've got to be sensible, and he's doing what he should be doing, so really pleased.
It's just totally weird. It really is. I can't believe it. It's something that we never envisaged, even though he's always wanted to be a racing driver, but you know, that's the way it is as it is at the moment.
It is surreal, but it is the best feeling in the world. Really, really good. So proud of him.
Consistency, really. He keeps chipping away at his lap times and he's getting more confident behind the car. He keeps bringing the car home after every session, so that's what we want from him. And he keeps chipping away, like I say, he's getting there, yeah. Targets for the season, just so he has a maximum enjoyment. He finishes every race, gets to compete at the top circuits in the UK and has fun doing it. The whole thing, I think, is an experiment, see if a sim racer can go the distance, and so far he's doing a good job.
What happened next was totally unexpected. Carnage ensued on the grid as an incident with the safety car meant the race was abandoned and rescheduled to 6 p.m. Riding on board with Sebastian, the footage does the talking. There was a huge incident at turn 1 on the first lap. The cars went through the lap as the safety car was deployed. The yellow flags, which are used to slow the drivers down and warn them of a hazard, were not visible until the pit straight.
Oh no, Niall Murray! Niall Murray is off as the safety car was scrambled, and it's caused all sorts of confusion, and Niall Murray is in the tyre wall and out of the race. What on earth happened there?
The safety car crept up to the brow of the hill. It was hidden in an incline at the start-finish straight. As the drivers came down at over 100 miles an hour, drivers locked up and span out as they were trying to avoid a massive and potentially lethal incident.
Alright, yeah? Fucking scary, that.
Oh, honestly, that was mental.
And no one really knew if the race was going ahead. At 6 p.m, the cars headed to the grid for the final race of the weekend. A tricky race was to follow Seb. He started well, but lost some positions and dropped to P15. There were more crashes with other drivers, but he kept his cool and held off a charging Jonathan Brown to set laps within 7/10 of the fastest lap of the race. Reflecting on the weekend, it was time to go home for the team and Sebastian.
Pace was again really good, and had a nice fun battle, so yeah, quite a good weekend. And finished all 3 races.
So that was it. A crazy, action-packed race weekend that had everything. Knockhill provided action and drama right from the start. The dream continues. Next up, Race 3, Brands Hatch.